Affluent. Opulent. Well off. Expenditure. Lavish. Frugal. Splurge. Autonomy. Longevity. Goalpost. Inflation. Abject poverty. Debt. Asset. Steady income. Wealth gap. Disposable income. Go bankrupt. Squander. Provide for the family. Tighten your belt. Money is tight. Nest egg. Make ends meet. Throw money down the drain. Rolling in it. Easy money. Save for a rainy day. Live beyond your means. Throw money around.
All right, so, we always appreciate it when you send us your thoughts, and this time you've really given us some fascinating stuff to think about.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, your insights on money, personal finance, what really makes us happy, and how we view money, it's all really interesting.
Yeah, it really gets to the heart of things, doesn't it?
It does. So today we're diving deep into all of this. We want to untangle what it really means to be rich versus being wealthy,
Right.
what wealth can truly give you besides, just buying a bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we always seem to crave more no matter how much we've already saved?
It's the human condition.
Right. And how can we ultimately achieve true financial freedom?
A question for the ages.
It is. And here's a really interesting idea to kick things off. It's not just about how much money you can spend,
Okay.
but it's about what you choose not to spend.
Interesting.
And that's where the real magic starts to happen.
I like that. That's a really great way to frame it.
Mm-hmm.
And, this is something that everyone can relate to, regardless of where they are in their financial journey.
Absolutely.
And as we delve into the thoughts and ideas you've sent in, a very clear distinction begins to emerge between those who are simply rich and those who are truly wealthy.
Okay, let's break that down.
All right, so when we think of someone being rich, what's the first image that pops into your head?
Probably someone, driving a really fancy sports car,
Exactly.
wearing flashy jewelry, living in a huge mansion.
Yeah, it's about having the means to spend lavishly, to indulge in that kind of conspicuous consumption.
It's that look at me, I've got money vibe.
Precisely.
But what really comes through in everything you shared is that wealthy is something else entirely.
It's a different beast altogether.
It is. It's not about the money you flaunt. It's about the money you don't spend.
That's a powerful point.
It's about building up assets that give you a sense of independence, a real safety net so you're not always stressed about the next paycheck.
It's about having options.
Exactly.
The freedom to choose how you want to live your life.
And that brings us to a crucial difference between the two, which is what we can call autonomy.
Ah, yes, autonomy. The power to say no.
Right, like even to a job you hate, even if it pays well.
Because you have the financial security to walk away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Being wealthy in this sense lets you live life on your own terms.
You're not bound to a specific job or career just because you need the money.
You have the flexibility to pursue what truly matters to you.
Whether that's starting your own business, spending more time on your hobbies, or simply having more control over your daily life.
And this naturally leads us to what wealth can truly offer.
Which goes far beyond just the material possessions.
Right. It's not just about having a fat bank account.
It's about having real control over your time and your choices.
And the discussions you sent in really drove this point home about independence and how crucial it is for our well-being.
It's a fundamental human need.
It is.
If we connect this to the bigger picture of our health and happiness, it becomes even more clear.
Okay. How so?
Well, the material you sent highlights how financial worries can be a huge source of stress.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And this stress can manifest physically impacting our sleep, even our heart health.
It's amazing how much our mental state affects our physical health.
It really is. But when you have that financial independence,
Yeah.
that pressure eases, and it can have a really positive ripple effect on your overall well-being.
It's like a weight lifted off your shoulders.
Exactly.
And it's not just about avoiding the negative impacts of money worries. One of the key things that stood out was the immense value of having control over your schedule.
That's a huge one.
Think about it. How much of your day is dictated by having to earn a living?
Right. We often feel like we're on a hamster wheel.
Totally. But true wealth, that money you've intentionally chosen not to squander, buys back some of that precious time.
It gives you the freedom to decide how you want to spend your most valuable resource, your time.
You get to choose how you invest in yourself and your life.
Precisely. And this connects to the concept of lifelong independence that was brought up.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's not typically about winning the lottery or some overnight fortune.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
It is. It's about consistent saving and making a conscious effort to live below your means.
Building that solid financial foundation
That supports you not just today, but well into the future.
that provides that bedrock of autonomy.
Exactly.
Now, even if we do start building that foundation, there's this tricky thing that happens. It's like chasing a carrot that keeps moving.
Ah, yes, the phenomenon of goalpost shifting.
You hit a financial goal, you feel that sense of achievement, but then...
Your mind immediately jumps to the next target.
Right. It's like happiness is always just out of reach.
It's a fascinating aspect of human psychology.
It is. It's interesting that our sense of satisfaction often seems to be more about where we stand compared to others.
Relative standing rather than
Sure.
absolute levels.
Exactly. We achieve one thing, and instead of feeling content, we just set our sights higher.
It's like we're on a treadmill, constantly striving for more.
And you know what's really thought-provoking? Despite the fact that society as a whole is wealthier now than ever before,
Right.
our reported levels of happiness haven't necessarily increased.
It's a paradox.
It is. And if we consider the impact of social comparison, it makes sense.
Our perception of wealth and happiness is often based on how we measure up to those around us.
So even if we're objectively better off than previous generations,
If our peers are also wealthier, that feeling of having enough can still elude us.
it's like keeping up with the Joneses.
Exactly.
So this brings us to the really important part, introspection.
Looking inward
The material emphasized how crucial it is to examine our own money habits.
to understand our motivations.
And more importantly, to figure out what we truly desire beyond just piling up more money.
To define what truly makes us happy.
And this raises a crucial question. Are we really striving for wealth, that true independence?
Or are we just caught up in wanting more for the sake of it?
Are we chasing a feeling, or are we building something real?
That's the question.
And the material really highlighted how true wealth depends on restraint,
On resisting that impulse to buy things we don't truly need.
on delaying gratification for long-term security and freedom.
That's where the old saying, living below your means, comes in.
Right. It's not about deprivation. It's about conscious spending.
Making choices that prioritize future freedom over those fleeting splurges.
Building a life that's truly yours.
It's about being intentional with your money.
And one point that really struck me was how we often view more money as this magic solution.
A panacea for all our problems.
We think, if I just had a little more money, everything would be perfect.
But is that really true?
Maybe not, if we haven't dealt with the underlying issues or figured out what truly brings us joy.
That extra money might not actually make us happier.
It's like putting a Band-Aid on a deeper wound.
Exactly. And the material even talks about this feeling of unease.
Where you achieve financial success, you check all the boxes, but you still feel empty.
A sense of cognitive dissonance.
Right. It's a powerful reminder that money and happiness aren't always directly linked.
So how do we actually get to that financial freedom we've been discussing?
Well, the material connects being frugal to achieving that long-term security.
It's not about being cheap.
Right. It's about making smart choices with your money.
Prioritizing the growth of assets that give you more options down the road.
So you're not trapped by circumstances.
And that freedom to choose that autonomy is key to reducing stress and improving our mental well-being.
It's about finding that peace of mind.
Knowing that you're in control of your life.
And that can lead to some really amazing things.
Like having the freedom to pursue work that you find truly fulfilling.
Even if it doesn't come with the biggest paycheck.
Because you're not solely driven by the need to make ends meet.
Right. You can chase your passions and make a difference.
And that sense of purpose can be incredibly powerful.
It can.
So when we really distill it all down, the material keeps coming back to this core idea.
Okay, what's that?
True happiness isn't just about how much money you have.
It's not just about the bottom line.
It's about having peace of mind
Having control over your life.
and living in a way that feels authentic to you.
And true wealth. That money you choose not to spend on fleeting things can help unlock those things.
It can give you the freedom to pursue a more fulfilling life.
So the key takeaways here are the difference between being rich and being truly wealthy.
The amazing benefits that true wealth brings in terms of freedom and well-being.
The trap of constantly chasing higher financial goals.
And the importance of being mindful with your money.
To build a life that truly aligns with your values.
That's a powerful message.
It is. So as you continue to think about all of this, consider where your own financial goalposts are set.
Are you chasing that temporary feeling of being rich? Or are you working towards genuine wealth and the freedom it brings?
And what does financial independence truly look like for you?
Beyond a specific number.
What does a life lived on your own terms look like?
It's a journey of self-discovery as much as it is a financial one.
It is. And we hope this deep dive has given you some valuable perspectives as you continue on that journey.
We encourage you to keep exploring your relationship with money.
And to keep pursuing a life that truly resonates with you.
The answers often lie within them.
And we'll be here to explore more fascinating ideas with you next time.
Until then, keep those insights coming.